Welcome to At Home with Music. My name's Leon Olegin, or as some of my younger students call me, Mr. O. Recently, I came across an article from the National Association for Music Education, and I got this off of their website. This article is titled 20 Important Benefits of Music in Our Schools. Now, this was written for public school students, but I'm going to talk more about homeschool students since that's the purpose of this particular YouTube channel. But many of these benefits are applicable to both public and homeschool students. So I'd like to share this article and add my own thoughts to each point. This will be a series of videos because there's a lot to talk about here. Nearly everyone enjoys music, whether by listening to it, singing, or playing an instrument. But despite this almost universal interest, many schools are choosing to do away with their music education programs. I believe this is a big mistake. Schools are not only losing out on an enjoyable subject, but they're de-emphasizing, they're losing out on a subject that can enrich students' lives and their education. And so in this series of videos, I want to emphasize why music education is so important and how it offers benefits even beyond itself. So, as a homeschool teacher, maybe you're wondering, how can I teach my kids music? Why should I teach them music? Well, here are some of the reasons why music education is so important. Now, I know this article's title was 20 benefits, but I actually added a few more. So later on, near the end of this series of videos, I'll tell you some of the ones that I personally added. But here's one of the first reasons. Students who have early musical training will develop the areas of the brain related to language and reasoning. The left side of the brain is better developed with music, and songs can help imprint information on young minds. And then a second benefit of music education is a mastery of memorization. So even if a student is performing with sheet music, that student musician is constantly using their memory to perform. They've got to remember what notes to play and where their hands need to be and so on. And this skill of memorization can serve students well in education and beyond. It's amazing what you can remember when it's connected with music. This is my comment on this point, by the way. I'm not reading from the article anymore. I remember when I was in graduate school, I was studying Koine Greek, which, of course, is the language that a great deal of the New Testament, well, just about all of it, is written in. And one of the first things you have to do, of course, is learn the alphabet. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, and so forth. Well, in order to help me remember the Greek alphabet, I set it to music. Now, I'm not going to sing my Greek alphabet song for you right now, but suffice it to say, to this day, I can still recite the Greek alphabet while mentally singing the tune that I wrote to help me remember it. And think about all the songs that you know and how many lyrics you can quote. Probably quite a few. You know, somebody may only have to say the first line of a song, and then you'll be able to chime in with the rest of the lyric because the tune is helping you remember the words. In fact, one musician that I worked with many years ago wanted to write tunes to Scripture, which I think is a tremendous thing. There's a lot of great songs that we sing in the church that we're able to remember the words because they're set to a tune. In fact, some of you may be familiar with the Trinity Psalter. The Psalter is just a fancy way of saying it's the book of Psalms, and they've been rearranged so that they rhyme in English. And so you might hear something like, "The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want, he makes me down to lie. In pastures green, he leadeth me the quiet waters by." Now, why am I able to quote that many, many years after I first heard it? Because it was set to a beautiful melody. And so the melody goes with the tune, and it helps me to remember. And so music is a great way to help your memory, help keep your memory strong. In fact, another thing about that, there's a lot of cases where an elderly person, and I've seen this in person because I used to go into church, or actually after church, we used to go every other week to the local nursing home to put on an afternoon service for the folks that couldn't get out. And many of them, unfortunately, were suffering from the late stages of dementia, Alzheimer's, and they couldn't remember a lot of stuff. But the minute we began to play the old hymns, suddenly they could remember all the stanzas, not just stanza one. Some of them could sing the whole thing, all 4 or 5 verses from memory, because they also remembered the tune. And so the tune and the melody together, it helped make their memory strong. They were reaching way back in time to songs that they learned when they were maybe even just children. So memorization is a tremendous benefit to be gained from a musical education. So those are the first few benefits to be gained from teaching music in your home school. And unfortunately, that some of this is not taught anymore in public school, but you have the opportunity at home to teach your children the benefits of learning about music. And it's my hope that as you watch the videos here on At Home with Music, you will be able to kind of keep one step ahead of your kids. And you'll learn some things about music yourself that you'll be able to pass on to them. You can show them these videos, especially the ones where I'm talking about great composers, great works of art, great periods in the history of music. And they'll be able to learn something, and you will too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one when I continue this series on the benefits of music education.